Trauma changes you. It reshapes your brain, it rewires your nervous system, and it distorts your perception of reality. But here's something that no one tells you. Your body and your mind are not just healing, they are recalibrating for something much greater. But what if healing wasn't just a wound, but potentially a spiritual initiation? What if your suffering wasn't the end of your story, but the beginning of a much higher level of consciousness? You see, by merging neuroscience with metaphysical wisdom, we really truly can uncover a brand new path to peace, and one that doesn't just help you to recover, but also to transcend into a much more awakened version of yourself. A warm welcome here to today's episode. My name is Evette Rose, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me today. Remember also to subscribe and also join me every Wednesday for our free masterclasses at matmasterclass.com. Let's dive right into this. We know that trauma distorts time, and healing also requires reclaiming the present moment. Because we know trauma also shrinks the hippocampus, right? Our brain's memory processing center. And this makes the past almost feel like it's happening right now. But trauma is also an energetic imprint that gets stuck in our biofield, also known sometimes what people would call our aura. And this can also trap you into a loop of emotional deja vu. So, what helps is if we start to teach the brain and also the soul that now is safe. Now, how do we also reclaim the present moment? You see, we can use what's called sensory anchoring. Now, this is when we use, for example, touch, like touching something textured, or smell essential oils, or also feel, for example, the weight of your body against the chair. Like as I'm sitting right now, I can feel the weight of my body on the chair. This activates the prefrontal cortex and also ground you in reality. What you also can do is called practicing quantum gratitude. So instead of saying, I will heal, you can actually say, I am already healing. This aligns your energy with the reality that you want to create. It's like when we manifest, we project what we want. The intention and that potential now exists. And now it's about taking actions that will align us to actually reach that goal and reach that potential as well. It's pretty much the same concept. What also works really well is breath work. You can breathe in 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. This also signals safety to the nervous system, and it dissolves trapped trauma energy at the same time. You see, healing is not just about forgetting the past. It's about reclaiming your power in the now. Because trauma also shuts down the heart center. And this kind of helps if we can open it up again. Because the vagus nerve, which controls relaxation and connection, actually weakens after trauma. And this can actually make you feel very disconnected. And remember also that our heart center, it closes after deep pain as well, cutting you off from love, joy, and spiritual connection as well. And if you've seen my video also, why sadness is stored in the heart, you're going to have a much deeper appreciation for that. So you see, the path to peace starts also with an offshoot, an aspect of that is by reopening the heart-brain connection. And that is so that you can feel safe again, you can love again, including yourself, others, and just life itself. Now, how do we reawaken the heart? Humming and chanting are very beautiful ways of stimulating the vagus nerve, which helps you to shift from fear into calmness. Like, for example, when you try to when you try to hum like or singing, for example, like in deep tones. Another way of doing it is the energetic heart release. So you can place your hand on your heart and breathe deeply and say, it is safe for me to feel again. Another beautiful way that you can do this, and I mean, that's part of a meditation. It's not just sitting there doing that the whole time. This is something that you can combine with a few of the tips that I'm going to be sharing here with you today. And the heart-brain coherence meditation can also really help. And that's when you breathe deeply, visualize your heart expanding with beautiful golden light, and then imagine sending love to every single cell in your body. Because the walls around your heart are not just protecting you, they can also actually be suffocating you. So open even just a little bit and watch peace slowly starting to come back. Because trauma doesn't just make you feel shut down, it also disconnects you from your intuition. And it really helps you if you can start to trust yourself again. Because the prefrontal cortex, which helps you to interpret emotions and intuition, it starts to weaken after trauma, and it makes it really, really hard for you to trust. And trauma also disrupts, for example, our psychic abilities, our intuition. And this is making it much harder for you to access that deeper inner knowing, listening to it, being guided by it, and feeling that you can actually trust that inner voice that's coming forward. And so when we start to strengthen the bridge between intuition and logic, we can really start to navigate life with a lot of more clarity as well. Now, how do we rebuild self-trust? We can start small. Every day, ask yourself just a simple question. What do I need right now? And honor the first answer that comes to you. You can also strengthen the pineal gland, reduce the intake of fluoride, and meditate also in darkness. And practice visualizations, reawakening your intuitive center. So, what you can do is actually meditate when you're in bed before going to sleep. That would be a really good time. You see, when you go through these processes, you don't need to find your intuition. It never left. You just have to remove the static noise, right? There's just the static stuckness. And trauma also, it lowers your vibration. You must raise your vibration to heal. And when we, for example, look at how trauma increases cortisol and stress levels, and it reduces serotonin, which is our happy hormone, it's making it so much harder to feel peace as well. And that also lowers our vibrational frequency, and it's keeping you stuck in this dense emotional states like fear, guilt, and also grief. You see, the path to peace is to shift your energy state before trying to actually change your thoughts. Now, really great ways of how you can raise your frequency is sound healing. You can, for example, listen to 432 hertz or like 528 hertz frequencies, which actually activates healing states in the brain. You can do daily exposure to nature, walking barefoot, like really earthing yourself. It recalibrates your body's energetic field to match the earth's natural resonance as well. And for fast emotional shifts as well, instead of trying to go from pain to joy, shift from neutrality first. Just for example, saying, I am open to peace. That's enough to start the process. You see, you don't have to like force peace. Just remove what's blocking it. Because peace is part of your natural blueprint. Is trauma is not really meant to be part of it. That's something that happened as a result of external influences. Because the challenge with trying to feel peace when you feel trauma is that trauma also makes you feel powerless. And it's really important to start to become the creator again in your life. Because trauma, we know it shrinks the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for taking action and feeling in control. And it also locks you into feeling like in this victim consciousness, making you believe that life happens to you instead of through you, right? So the path to peace is really to start to shift from reacting to creating. Now, how do you reclaim your power? Well, very simple exercises is journaling. So every night, write a few sentences starting with, I am becoming stronger, or I am becoming more graceful, right? To start to program your subconscious for that change as well. You can also do quantum embodiment, right? To spend like 5 minutes a day acting as if you are already healed. Your brain will start to rewire itself accordingly. You can start to break the pattern with one new action. So the fastest way to disrupt trauma loop is to actually do something new. Go to a new place, talk to someone unexpected, and move your body differently as well. Because you're not just healing, you're actually rebirthing yourself. And if trauma is a very important topic for you and is something that you want to learn more of, then I would highly recommend that you grab your copy of Decoding Trauma, which you can find on evettebooks.com, and you can learn so much more about finding your peace. And finding peace also means loving yourself, finding that self-love. And you can probably benefit a lot from this book as well. You can find it at Evette Books. Elevate yourself, reclaiming your self love. Because remember, peace is not found, it is remembered. And trauma tricks you into believing that peace is actually outside of you. But the real truth is, peace was never lost. It was just buried under layers of pain, fear, conditioning. So you don't need to chase it. You just need to remove what's blocking it. And so now great questions that you can ask yourself is, what is one belief that I need to release today? What is one small action also that can shift my energy as well? What would it feel like to be at a peaceful place right now? So drop your comments down below. Which insight resonated with you the most? And let's start the conversation. Remember also to subscribe, stay up to date. Thank you for being here today. I love you guys. And until next time, be the light that you are. And remember, if you want to learn more about stored emotions in the body and how they can even be hiding behind ailments, tension, pain, negative thoughts, beliefs, any challenges that you're having in your body, there's going to be stored messages. So remember to go grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy. It's a big book of 722 medical ailments and then the emotions that are suppressed behind them as well. You'll be also finding powerful questions in this book that can really truly help you to get started on your healing journey. And you can find your copy at evettebooks.com.